old heart impacts past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful laws and pass. I back up my actions. Fact, don't ask, grab reactions. Jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused. Call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now. Y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Izuku Midoriya, and the events that did happen in the last part. Midoriya is now somewhat an unofficial member of S.H.I.E.L.D. He does work with them, and at least work as his own independent sort of agents. Now, we had an incident where Jiro was dealing with one of her work friends. A guy who's beginning to get a bit more over the line. At first, it was just a guy who would talk with her and trying to get her to go on a date with him. However, now, he's starting to go over the line by coming to her actual apartment and doing this. Now, we do actually have where Midoriya did leave to go to the S.H.I.E.L.D. facility. Robbie actually going to follow Midoriya, since this guy is either going to, well, be a pro, or he's doing something shady, and he would like to know what's going on with it. Now, Midoriya did eventually start to run throughout the forest, as this guy was following him. Now, Midoriya did eventually make it to the S.H.I.E.L.D. facility, as he would hold up an ID card and it would be scanned before a cave wall does open. The guy watching Midoriya do this, him then actually walking into the facility. Now, with that being said, the guy was confused, as he did actually run out and go to try and go into where the cave wall was. However, it did close before he can get inside. Now, he was left really confused. Clearly something more is going on with this guy, and he doesn't want Joe to be involved. So, what he can do is he can find out what he's doing. He might be a supervillain. Now, there's what he is thinking, as he does just wait nearby for the area to open up once more. Now, while he is doing this, let us actually cut over to Midoriya, who actually does walk through the wall and begin to make his way throughout the facility. Him actually going down a staircase as he does head to the lower level. Now, he would actually go to talk with Toga and see how she's currently doing. As whenever he does get there, we do actually have Ochako and Bakugo, who are both with her. Ochako actually asking him if he's okay. Hey Ochako. I'm doing fine. I just got called in. Is there any indication as to why? I don't know. Now, Midoriya would go head to talk to Director Fury, as we actually do have over with Robbie, as somebody does walk out of the wall. Then when they actually do take off, Robbie does run into the cave, and is able to actually get inside just before the door does close. Now, he would then actually begin to start to sneak around, wondering what is going on. Now, back over with Midoriya. He has been directly sat down in front of Fury, as the man is instructing Midoriya about what is currently happening. Him being told that his proposition actually does begin to show some promise. Hmm? What do you mean? Well, we took your request into consideration. This overhaul individual you mentioned. He is currently in SHIELD custody. Now, your proposition was actually very interesting. This guy has found a way to destroy Quarks. And your entire idea with this was to help him cure Toga? Hmm? Yeah, it was. Plus, think about it. Take some of his research and try to apply it to the symbiotes. What could you do with it? Well, it does show promise, but we're more interested in this airy individual. Her quirk does seem to show something a bit different. Different. Yes. Apparently she's the one who made these quirk-destroying bullets. And the quirk-nullifying gas. Okay. So why do you want her? Isn't it obvious? If she is taken underneath Jill's custody, we can raise her ourselves. And make her into an agent. You really think that's a good idea, Fury? This is a child. I understand your concerns. However, she will not be at this facility with that man. She will actually be in a SHIELD safe house, far away from here. And that is where she would remain for some time. Along with that, we actually would have a proper counselor with her, so as to help her. You do understand this. Fury, don't do that. I can tell you one thing. It won't help. If she loses control of those abilities, just like in the police report, nothing good can happen. I see. So what would you rather us do? Leave it to the pros for now. Let UA take care of it. I see. So you want us to simply just take the man away from them. Have us keep an eye on him. Yes, that is true. Alright. Now, along with that, well, I've offered a job to some of your heroic companions. Since they know about S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay. And, well, that's just it. And isn't really a thing. Your friend, Uraka, or Ochako as I think her name was, has accepted it. Along with that, well, our agent, Venom. Yeah, what about him? Well, he's resigned, you could say. Okay. Yes. And, well, let's see. Your ally, Bakugo. Venom is requesting him to be his next host. I'm sorry, what? Yes. It is all strange and peculiar. You're saying Bakugo Katsuki, the guy I knew growing up, is gonna have all my information in his head. Yes. In fact, it's the host that we're having a problem with. He is still on the fence about it all. So, if you can talk with him, that would provide well information. Now, Midoriya is still confused by all this. However, this is whenever an alarm does actually begin to go off. Midoriya jumping up and suiting up, as he would immediately turn around and just bust straight through the door, ripping it off its hinges. As he thinks that Toga is breaking containment, or that Carnage is back. Shit, how is that possible? We still have months before it does happen. Now, Midoriya would run down to where Toga is being contained. As Midoriya does look inside the cell and see that Toga is still there. However, Ochako is just sitting there with her and covering her ears. Now, this does confuse Midoriya, since Toga's still there. Izuku, do you sense that? Sense what? Midoriya immediately, at least, freezing for a second. Feeling that. What is that? That's a symbiote. It feels like them. Them. Oh, shit. Now, Midoriya does begin to start running, as he makes his way down the hall and into the elevator. As he does head for the research lab. Now, we do actually have roughly about 5 or 20 minutes earlier, where Robbie, he was actually trying to sneak around. Him walking into the lab where the level 3 researchers and Midoriya were earlier, as he's looking around and checking everything out. A lot of the stuff that he does see here he cannot make sense of. It's all unfamiliar. And even then, it's strange. He knows a little bit about basic biology, and some of the things he's seeing here don't look like they're the same. They don't look like plant life, they don't look like human life. They don't look like anything he's seen on Earth. Now, this is whenever he actually does begin to start hearing footsteps. Him then actually jumping behind a table and staying behind it, as a few people do actually begin to start walking into the room. Now, he does actually peek around the corner, as he does see people in lab coats, as they go through the complicated process of going behind the security door Midoriya did see. Robbie watching as they do all get through. Him kinda surprised, since he did see something in a giant case moving around. Him actually getting up and sneaking in behind them, as he does see the restricted area of the lab. There are many different symbiotes in containers. These 4 are all connected to the same device. You can see the Riot, Agony, Scream, and I believe there's another symbiote. Now, it's basically 4 symbiote team, and they are all performing tests on the symbiotes, along with extracting more samples. As they do go over that, with these samples, they believe that they can isolate as they go on talking about the, dragon symbiote, and find out what went wrong with that old symbiote team, or the symbiote hit force. Now, Robbie is confused hearing this, as we actually do have outside the lab the guy who used to wear the Venom symbiote. He already had it taken away, since Venom no longer wanted him to be his host. In fact, things fell apart after they were rebonded, and the man is currently going through separation anxiety. He was so used to that other voice being inside of his head. However, at the same time, he's not used to being powerless, or at least this week. Him actually using a couple pieces of the Venom armor, that he does have Venom cover sometimes, and using his weaponry, trying to break into the lab and take back a symbiote. Now, he did break into the restricted portion of the lab, walking in as Robbie does stay in his hiding spot. Now, he does go on telling the scientists to give him one back, as they all do try and tell him that that will not be possible. Now, the scientists do go on talking about how he's breaking shield restrictions, and about how with him doing all of this, it will not be good. The man talking about how he wants his symbiote back. Venom is no longer with him. Now, the man does go on firing a device, or his weapon systems. Now, all of the scientists, they actually do try to take cover, as small missiles or small projectile missiles are exploding all around the room. And this actually does break the symbiotes free. All four of them actually jumping towards one another. As the guy is confused, he only came here for one symbiote. Him trying to blast a sound weapon directly at all the four, telling them to simply come to him. Now, Robbie actually does try to jump in, him running over and smashing the guy directly on the back, the guy falling forwards with his heavy suit, as he does actually turn around and go to try and punch Robbie across the face. Now, he does knock Robbie 5 feet to the right with a single punch, as he does then get back up. Now, the symbiotes would then lunge at Robbie, who is the closer person to all of them. Now, the previous host of Venom, or as I will call him for right now, well, Danny, he actually does scream out no, as he does try and go to send out a blast at them. Now, our new host, Robbie, he now possesses the hybrid symbiote, and he does just work on instincts. The symbiotes just rushing at him. As they do land on him, he immediately cocks back his hand and throws a punch downwards into the man's face. Now, this guy did not realize his own strength, killing Danny with a single blow. As we do actually cut back to Midoriya, who does run into the science lab and see as Robbie does hold up Bakugo, bring back a hand spike as he would throw it outwards into Bakugo's chest. Bakugo actually screaming as Midoriya does run in, as he quickly throws up his hand and smashes Robbie across the face. As he does actually then grab onto Bakugo and pull him off of the spike, asking Bakugo if he's going to be okay. Now, this would be whenever a scientist, who is at least wounded behind, the door or the restricted area, would come crawling out, telling them that Venom is in this container or storage locker. Now, Midoriya is confused, asking where that is, to which the man would bring up his hand, pointing that way. Now, Midoriya, he immediately would get up onto his feet and run over to his storage locker, him ripping the doors off each one, finding a black container as he just grab it, throwing it over to Bakugo as the container would smash open, and begin to crawl towards Bakugo. Bakugo confused as he's completely wrapped up in Venom. Now, he does then get onto his feet, as Venom is taking over for the moment. Izuku. Hey Venom, not the time. What is this thing? It's my spawn. Are you serious? Yes. All 4. All 1. Fuck. Now, Robbie does actually look over at all of them, screaming out that the name's Hybrid. And he then does bring his hand up to Midoriya, saying that he left her alone for 4 years. You. What are you talking about? He might be referring to Kyoka. You. Now, Midoriya and Venom do rush the sky, as S.H.I.E.L.D. agents do come in. Now, with that, a fight does ensue, as they are being thrown through walls and actually breaking through multiple layers of the facility. It being at the point where Midoriya, he actually has to throw Hybrid straight through a wall as hard as he can. Hybrid flying through 3 walls as he does actually land in Toga's containment cell, as Ochako is still there with her. Now, the moment Toga does see Hybrid, she brings her hands up and screams, as she does back away, trying to scoot towards the wall, telling Carnage to stay away from her. Hybrid looking straight at her, as he does actually go to bring his hand up and reach out for her, talking about how he will make her his first slave. Now, as one of her Bakugo, he actually does come rushing in, smashing the guy and picking him up before carrying him through the wall. And Midoriya does actually jump through the wall himself, looking at these two and telling Ochako and Toga to get out of here. But where should I take her? Just anywhere but here! Now, Midoriya then just does run back after Hybrid, as Balker does ask Midoriya if he's always felt like this. Now, Midoriya does actually smash into Hybrid as he does tell him every day. This is what wearing a symbiote feels like. Bakugo actually saying that it's insane. Now, with that, these two do try and team up, and they're able to at least go toe to toe with Hybrid, as Bakugo is eventually taken down. Now, Bakugo's inexperience with the symbiote, along with at least trying to rely on Venom, Hybrid is immediately able to at least throw him through a wall, and he does actually land in a cafeteria, as he would hit onto a stove and flames would begin to start pouring upwards. Now, Bakugo, he would actually try to calm down Venom, telling it to stop freaking out. As Midoriya and Toxin, they are fighting. Hybrid actually grabbing a gas line from the wall, ripping it out and stuffing it directly into Midoriya's chest, before just scratching the steel as Midoriya is blown backwards. Now, with that being said, Midoriya is caught on fire, along with Toxin trying to repair the damage. Now, Shield does begin to start coming in, and Hybrid does begin to start making his escape. Now, we actually do have a few hours later, where Midoriya he does jump back up and ask exactly what the hell happened. Fury telling him that those symbiotes really are something. What happened? Well, kid, after half your chest cavity was blown open, or blown away, your symbiote saved your life. And there goes Project, Z. Project Z? Well, we're trying to study the symbiotes. In fact, after all of our recent tests on them, they've become difficult to manage. Even the ones connected to even the ones connected to the dragon, the ones you have in cold storage, that we used for specialized ops years ago. Right now, no one knows where anything is. In fact, we believe that they may have breached containment. What? So you're telling me... Yeah. While you were busy taking on your hybrid friend, well, their symbiotes escaped. And this is just going to get worse and worse. With them in the outside world, no one knows what will ever happen. Damn it. Now, with that, we actually do cut over to an unknown location, where Robbie, he actually does fall against a wall. And he does bring his hand up to his head, asking the voices to please be quiet. He can't think. He can't even speak. All of them telling Robbie to get out of the city, run away from S.H.I.E.L.D., get out of here. And then there's one that actually does tell Robbie to stay and fight. Now, this will be whenever Riot does actually pop over his shoulder, talking about how he is the first host without a bomb in his neck. And they can take this opportunity to take their revenge. Now, Robbie's confused, asking what he does mean. As Riot is explain that he wants Kyoka Jiro, does he not? How do you know my... Well, we could see inside your head. We could see inside all of our host heads. Give us our revenge and we'll give you Kyoka Jiro. It's that simple. We'll make you irresistible to her. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.